Hi friends, welcome back. My name is Natasha and today's yoga video is going to be all about flexibility. While flexibility isn't the only thing about yoga, if the goal to touch your toes is in your head or in your mind, these consistent movements will help improve that. So we're going to go ahead and get started in a seat in Baddha Konasana or butterfly pose. And in Baddha Konasana, we bring the soles of the feet together to kiss, and both knees jet out in opposite directions. If that's already too much for your hips, you can always bring the heels a little bit farther out away from you. And if it feels okay, try bringing those heels towards the perineum. Letting that breath go. If you're wondering, where should I bring my fingers, my palms? I'm feeling a little bit awkward here. No worries. Place them wherever feels good. So maybe on the feet, maybe on the earth, maybe even on the knees. Wherever you are, start to shut the eyes down here and start to bring awareness to your breath and to your body. Nothing too crazy, just noticing how the natural cadence of your breath makes your belly rise and fall. I often say yoga isn't about touching your toes, but it's about what you learn on the way going down. So remember that every body is different and everybody has a different practice. So whatever you feel in your body today, honor that and honor your breath. Starting to deepen and sweeten the inhales and the exhalations. Bringing your awareness to an intention. Maybe that's a simple word. Maybe it's a memory that makes you smile inside. Maybe that intention is somebody who inspires you. Whatever that is, can you bring your awareness there? Starting to deepen the inhales for 4, 3, 2, 1. Open your mouth, let that breath go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, full big belly breath. Fill the belly, fill the lungs. Let the collarbone expand. Hold this breath at the top of the throat. And then open the mouth, audible exhale. Let something go here. Ha. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Release that breath for 4, 3, 2, 1. Starting to count those inhales on your own. Seeing with each breath if you can get a little bit more juicy, extending those exhales and inhales. During this practice, we're going to use our breath as a tool to push us a little bit deeper, to find the comfortability in the uncomfortability of these poses. If your mind has wandered from that intention, no worries, bring it back. It means you're getting stronger. And then start to blink the eyes open, maybe a slight gaze towards the nose. Bringing the palms onto the feet here, and then slowly starting to create circles here. First moving in a clockwise direction. They call these cobbler circles. I used to play this game where we would add all this fruit into our blender here and make little smoothies. This is when I was in dance, really young, but this is what this reminds me of. And when we would shake up the smoothie, we would move in this clockwise direction. So just like that, moving clockwise, and then if it feels good, switching the direction to counterclockwise. The hips and upper body here starts to awaken. One more inhale here. Maybe switching the direction. And then bringing the palms on the outside of the thighs, slowly closing your knees together like a book. We're going to come all the way into a standing position, so take your time. Remembering that this is your practice, your time to play, so whatever feels good here. In this standing motion, our feet are about hips width distance apart. Tadasana, mountain pose, bringing the feet all the way into the earth, letting the shoulders melt away from the ears. I like to bring my palms onto the hips, micro bend in the knees, and then slowly start to come forward. We're moving into a ragdoll pose here. Bringing the palms on the outside of the elbows and slowly starting to rock back and forth. Just like it sounds, ragdoll pose, letting gravity do its job here. Finding that decompression in your neck and spine, allowing those hamstrings to get nice and long here. So if you need to bend your knees a little bit more, no worries, whatever feels good. Rocking back and forth for one more breath. And then exhale, release the palms down towards the earth. Take a halfway lift, lengthen through the spine, creating that number 7 with our back. Plugging the shoulder blades into the earth, extending the crown of the head forward. Maybe you slightly tuck the chin. And then exhale, release back down into that ragdoll pose, grabbing opposite elbows this time. Letting that head hang heavy. Maybe finding a little bit more movement here. Inhale, slow and controlled, we release the elbows. And vertebrae by vertebrae, we're coming all the way up. The crown of the head is the last thing to come forward. And then we're slowly going to step our right leg all the way towards the back of the mat. Here, bending in the knee, both of our toes are facing the right side. And then slowly starting to hinge at the hips, releasing into this wide-legged forward fold. That same ragdoll motion here, planting the palms into the earth, letting the head hang heavy. Inhale, take a halfway lift, bend in the knees a little bit more if you need it. Exhale, starting to bend into this right knee. And then finding a nice stretch here. So maybe you have to open up the legs a little bit wider. And maybe you have to bring the palms onto the earth for a little bit more stability. No worries. Taking an inhale here, gazes in between the palms, press the earth away from you. And then exhale, release. Maybe you sink a little bit deeper. Again, using your breath as that tool. With every exhale, can you sink a little bit deeper? Bringing the right knee to push towards the back of your mat. Take one more breath here. Exhale, straightening into this right leg. And then starting to bring that bend into this left knee. So whatever we do on one side, we have to do to the other. Again, finding that stillness here. And allowing those palms to come down onto the earth for a stronger foundation. If you'd like to challenge yourself in this pose, maybe you bring the palms out, finding that flat back. Wherever you are in your practice, take one big inhale here. Exhale, can you press this left knee towards the top of your mat, sinking a little bit deeper. And then exhale, straightening in this left leg, planting the palms in front of you, micro bend in both knees to avoid that hyperextension. Let's take a halfway lift. Starting to walk the palms all the way towards the hips. And then stepping that right foot all the way back. Bending into the knee here. And then starting to release the glutes down towards the earth. Here we are going to bring our feet away from us, moving into a downward facing dog. Or excuse me, I lied. We're moving into an upward facing dog. What's up, dog? Coming into a high plank, maybe bending in the knees if that feels good. Untucking the toes. Bringing the shoulders to melt down towards the earth, maybe adjusting the palms a little bit. And here you're pressing the shoelace portion of your feet into the mat. Pressing the palms away from you, letting the shoulders melt away from the ears, slightly tuck the chin in. If that's a little bit too much, we're going to do one other variation here. Stay with me for one more breath. Keep pressing into the palms. Find that low back stretch. And then exhale, release the tops of the thighs towards the earth. We're opening up for a wide upward facing dog. This pose is a little bit more restorative and a little bit more accessible, so wherever you are, let's try it. Press the palms into the earth underneath the shoulder blades. Maybe you find a slight arch in the low back. Maybe you start to send the gaze high. If that doesn't feel good, tuck the chin in towards the chest and send the gaze out in front of you. If you're looking for a little bit more, maybe you start to bend the knees towards the bottom of the skull. Again, many different modifications here. Wherever you are, honor your breath. No judgment on your mat. Take one more breath here. Exhale, bending into the knees, and then coming all the way down onto the earth. We're finding our way in Dandasana staff pose. And what that looks like here is we're creating that L shape with our bodies. Dorsiflexing in both fins, we should be so active that our heels should magically lift off the earth. In this pose, keep the crown of the head high. The chakras here are all aligned. Take one big inhale here, fill the belly. And then exhale, start to release the chest down, finding Paschimottanasana, forward fold, hinging at the hips. If you find a little bit of discomfort, you can bend slightly into the knees. I rolled up a little blanket here to make myself an at-home bolster. You can place them underneath the knees here. And in this forward fold, I want you to think chest to thigh versus nose to knee, because I want you to keep that up dog quality in your chest, keeping the integrity of the spine to find that flat back. So maybe that looks like this today. And this is just as good. Let's take a few breaths here. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, using that breath as a tool, can you sink a little bit deeper, even if it's just a micromillimeter? Inhale, fill up. Exhale, release. One more breath here. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, maybe you start to sink a little bit deeper here. Paschimottanasana, forward fold. Remember that through watching this video consistently and practicing these moves, that's what's going to increase your flexibility. Inhale, starting to walk the palms up towards the body. Releasing that bolster away from you. Sending the ankles in towards the glutes, and then slowly making your way down onto the earth. Both shoulder blades press into the mat. We're setting up for pigeon pose. So pigeon pose is a great hip stretch, first bringing both feet up towards the sky, creating an L shape here. Right ankle starts to reach in front of this left thigh, creating a figure four. Reaching underneath this left thigh, clasping the palms. We start to dorsiflex in the fins. Stay super active here, friends. Even though these are restorative and modified, we can still feel every part of our body moving here. So inhale, fill up. Exhale, start to bring this left knee in towards the chest as you simultaneously press this right thigh away from you with this right elbow. Both shoulders press into the earth. If it feels good, maybe you start to release that low back. With every exhale, can you press this right thigh a little bit farther away from you? Taking your time, finding that comfortability in the uncomfortability of this pose. We hold a lot of emotion in our hips, so whatever comes up for you here, just allow it to roll in and out of the body with that breath. On the next inhale, release both feet high to the sky, creating that L shape with our bodies, maybe planting the palms into the earth. Maybe you shake those legs out. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, bring the left ankle on top of this right thigh. Bringing the palms underneath the right thigh to create a little clasp here or bind. Dorsiflexing in both fins, staying super active. And on the next exhale, can we start to bring this right knee in towards the chest? Press this left thigh away from you, dorsiflexing in those spins. It's a lot here, I know. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, maybe you release the low back into the earth. One more breath. And then exhale, release both feet, creating that L shape with our bodies. And then creating some fun movements here. Releasing the feet down towards the earth. We're going to set up for one juicy bridge. In this bridge pose, bringing the palms to slightly graze the tips of the heels. Both feet are facing or pivoted towards the front of your mat. Pressing into both palms, allowing all four corners of both feet to press into your mat. Take one big inhale. Exhale, push the hips high, send the knees forward, find that bridge pose. Here, stay a little bit loose in your glutes, so try not to squeeze that penny in. Can you release the glutes? Being nice and kind with this restorative back bend. Take one more breath. Exhale, press those feet into the earth a little bit more. Send the knees forward. You got this, yogis. We're holding in this bridge for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing the glutes all the way down onto the earth. Bringing the feet all the way towards the top of your mat and releasing into your final resting pose, Shavasana. Just a moment in this corpse pose to realign, to reset. Remembering that wherever you are in your yoga journey, consistency is key. Can you continuously honor your body and honor your breath by finding these movements for flexibility? Inhale, start to bring awareness back to the body. Maybe wiggling the fingers and the toes. Bringing both knees into the chest to give yourself a final squeeze, thanking yourself for showing up on your mats to try something new. Coming on to either the right side or the left side to use your bicep as a pillow. And this pose represents rebirth here. Knowing that every single time we step off our mats is an opportunity for us to begin again. So if your goal was to touch your toes or to gain that confidence to come into a yoga class, you've made it, you are here. Planting the palms into the earth, pressing yourself up to any seated position that feels good. Bringing the palms together, all this beautiful energy we've created together. Palms kiss to seal our intentions and down to heart center. Here representing gratitude wherever you are in your practice, knowing that gratitude helps you fall in love with the life that you already have. And gratitude makes what you have enough. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through this mini flow or mini practice for flexibility. The perfectly imperfect student in me bows, honors, and respects the teachers in all of you. Namaste. Thank you, yogis, so much. If you like this video, every Friday we come out with something new. And also every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central Time, we do a yoga class live stream. It's an all-level vinyasa flow. So come join us. Thanks again. Hit subscribe.